Right now at 5, authorities in Starr, Kansas have made an arrest in connection with a homicide.
And we are tracking strong to potentially severe thunderstorms this morning. We're going to have a look at that coming up.
Plus, Texas Democrats remain out of state to block a redistricting vote. Republicans threaten to arrest and cut off paychecks in the escalating standoff.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's Monday, August the 11th. We had some severe weather that pushed through the area last night.
Right. Yes, we did.
I slept through the one in Joplin. It was afterwards. There was a lightning strike close to the house about 12 something this morning. That woke me up. But I know we've had some severe thunderstorms. We've had some this morning.
Right.
We do have a severe thunderstorm watch in place through 6 a.m. and we could see more severe weather this morning as well. We're going to start with our look outside downtown Pittsburgh. We've got the camera pointed roughly southwest, and we've been watching a pretty potent storm coming in out of Montgomery County. Now, there's no alerts with this storm, but we'll show it to you here in just a moment. MoDOT camera 20th and range line in Joplin, looking good. So here's what I want to talk about. First off, there's where our severe thunderstorm watch is. It continues through 6 o'clock this morning, and here's a look at the Skywatch storm tracker. Take a look at these storms. So those ones that are now east of Wichita, those had been severe. They are not at this time. Could this activity re-intensify? It certainly could. Is it expected to? It's kind of an iffy situation right now, depending on what the storms ahead of this line do. But we will continue to monitor this activity that you see back here to our far west, east of I-35 and then west of I-35 as well. But what we want to take a quick look at is this storm here in Montgomery County. I've been monitoring it this morning. Again, there's been no alerts for it, but you can see that it is a pretty decent storm. B, a lot of lightning with this thing. It started, it had just over 100 lightning strikes associated with it, and it is now up to 124. At its peak earlier, there were 184 lightning strikes within this storm, and it's also, and this might take a second, there we go, we are starting to see at least some hail with this as well. At this time, it's below severe limits, but at least from our side of the radar here, we are seeing just under an inch size hail, so we're getting close to severe criteria. So we want to watch this storm very closely. So it's right to the southeast of Neodesha. We've got another little cell here that is just to the southwest of Parsons. We've got these storms stretching up back toward Yates Center, toward Eureka, south of Burlington. And then, of course, we've got the other line that's back behind this that we're going to have to continue to monitor as well, because you can see where as it tracked east, it was severe with gusty winds. It has wound down a bit, but could easily re-intensify. So we want to watch this activity and what's coming in behind it. We are expected to get a break, though, by late morning into the afternoon where we won't have anything. And then as we head later into the afternoon and early evening, we'll get additional scattered showers and thunderstorms. These at this time not expected to be severe, but still something we want to watch. 69 in Joplin, 70 in Pittsburgh, so our temperature's fairly normal. You can see the rain-cooled air out to the far west. We've got upper 60s and low 70s, so a fairly average start to the day. So again, some scattered thunderstorms first half of the day here, mid 70s by 9, low 80s by noon. Depending on what kind of clearing you're looking at, you could go upper 80s, low 90s, and we'll see those thunderstorm chances return a little later this afternoon. We'll continue to monitor the storms that are out there. Any new watches or warnings come up, we will certainly let you know. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, a local organization based in Joplin is encouraging young teens to prepare for their future. KOAM's Mitch Adams brings us more.
The Jasper County Court-appointed Special Advocates host a career day dedicated to empowering young individuals in foster care and those overcoming personal and educational challenges. The career day exposes kids in the foster system who have had personal struggles to the idea of college and the workforce.
Yeah, we've got a crazy resource fair. We've got 19 people from the community, and so they can just walk around, ask questions, ask, potential job leads, stuff like that. I mean, we've got a beauty school, we've got technical schools, we've got an Air Force recruiter, really something for everybody.
This event is more than just a gathering. It's a stepping stone towards a brighter future for many young individuals.
A lot of our kids have never had much chance of choice of anything. So now they're about to get a big choice, and we want to inspire, let them think about different things. So therefore our speakers, and it's a small enough group that our resources can really interact one-on-one with them. So we're hoping to light some fires today for some kids.
Reporting in Joplin, Missouri, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Now, organizers say that although this is the inaugural Career Day event, they are already looking forward to doing it next year. And of course, you can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, and sports with the KOAM Plus TV streaming app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV Plus, and Roku. It's also available on our news and weather apps and our website as well, the KOAM Plus TV streaming app. Authorities have a Bourbon County man in custody as they investigate a homicide in Stark, Kansas. KBI and the Neosho County Sheriff's Office have 45-year-old Luke Shepard of Uniontown in custody in the Neosho County Jail, where he is booked on first-degree murder. A 911 call Saturday shortly before 7 p.m. reported a disturbance at a residence in Stark. When deputies arrived, they observed blood on the front porch and found 65-year-old Scott Stevens of Stark deceased. An investigation identified Shepard as the suspect. He had fled the scene and was arrested at his home in Uniontown without incident. Formal charges against Shepard are pending. A Joplin woman faces DWI charges after crashing into a traffic signal pole Saturday night. Police say the driver was traveling north on Schifferdecker Avenue and she crossed all lanes of traffic and struck the pole at the intersection of Jung and 13th Street. Now, the crash happened just after 9:45 p.m. The woman suffered non-life-threatening injuries and was taken to a local hospital. Joplin police and fire responded along with Met's ambulance. And 3 people, including a child, were hurt in a 3-vehicle crash in Carterville Saturday evening. The accident happened just before 7 p.m. at the intersection of Highway AA and Highway HH. Police say one vehicle turning south on Highway AA was T-boned by an eastbound car on Highway HH. The impact caused the truck vehicle to spin and hit a stop sign before colliding with a third car. All 3 victims were taken to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. And 3 crashes hit Interstate 49 within an hour last night as summer rain created dangerous driving conditions. The crashes happened between 6:53 and 7:42 p.m. along the Newton and Jasper County corridor. A motorcyclist crashed near the 38-mile marker and was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. 27 minutes later, a rollover crash occurred near the 32nd mile marker. 2 people refused medical treatment. The final crash happened when a car slid into the median near the 249-mile marker. Police remind drivers that hot summer pavement brings oils and grease to the surface, and when rain hits, roads become extremely slippery. Drivers should slow down during wet conditions and check tire tread regularly for safety. A 63-year-old Joplin man has died following a late-night bicycle versus vehicle crash. Just before 10 p.m. Saturday night, authorities were alerted to a westbound collision on West 7th Street near Black Cat Road in Jasper County. Carl Junction Fire, Jasper County deputies, and Met's ambulance responded. The crash involved a passenger car and a man on a bicycle. Authorities say the car struck the bike from behind as the bicyclist was in the lane of travel. A 63-year-old bicyclist from Joplin was pronounced dead. Well, to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can always download the KOAM News app, available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Republicans are threatening more punitive action against some Democrats in the Texas's redistricting standoff Friday after again failing to reach a quorum, stalling a GOP-led effort to redraw the state's congressional maps. Sherelle Hubbard has more.
There being 95 members present, a quorum is not present.
On Friday, some House Democrats did not appear for the special session at the Texas state capitol, preventing a Republican-led plan to redraw congressional maps. The political tug-of-war has been going on all week since Texas State House Democrats fled the state to prevent a vote on the controversial redistricting maps, which could lead to Republicans gaining several seats in Congress.
If you approve this map, it will be one more nail in the coffin of democracy.
Thursday, a state Senate committee voted to advance a new proposed congressional district map to the full Senate, despite opposition from the public. Some of those opposed to the new maps say it is gerrymandering and based on the racial makeup of its communities.
This map may have been drawn race blind, but it is in fact going to hurt communities of color.
The governor of Texas has called for the removal of all absentee Democrats from office. There have been threats of arrest and restrictions on pay to compel Democrats to return to the state. And Texas's House Speaker threatening suspension of direct deposit Friday.
Those checks must now be picked up in person on Capitol grounds, effective immediately.
No word on when these House Democrats will return to Texas.
Why don't we try to win elections based upon policy and issues rather than engaging in these ridiculous redistricting games?
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Immigration raids spark weekly protests. Community members gather to support immigrant families and oppose federal enforcement actions. Plus, new research reveals high-performance competitors battle higher rates of depression despite staying physically fit. And Chris will have a look at your Monday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Time now, 5:11. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch, signs and honks show community division. Protesters gather for 6 weeks straight to voice opposition to immigration enforcement raids. Samantha Boring shares how these residents show up every Saturday to make their voices heard.
Every sign, every honk. Boots on the Ground Midwest organizer Nancy Mays says the honks and signs are both ways people are showing up.
It's really indicative of what people feel. Like, this is the pulse of what's happening in our community.
For 6 weeks on the corner of 80th and Metcalf, these men and women have continued to come and make their voices heard.
Our country is falling apart.
This is Heather Simons.
Woo!
She's been here every Saturday pushing for change. She worked for the federal government and feels what is happening with cuts isn't right.
When those services, when people can't access them, they're really upset. That is what's happening when you're eliminating people from the workforce. People aren't able to access services that improve their lives.
Saturday's No ICE protest mainly focused on supporting the immigrant community. KCTV5 reached out to the Department of Homeland Security as people prepared to protest the recent raids. Regarding those incidents, it shared in part, quote, ICE was carrying out a criminal federal search warrant to rescue victims of human trafficking. Adding ICE law enforcement are seeing an 830% increase in assaults as they carry out operations. While people stand firm on both sides, Boots on the Ground Midwest is hoping to try and teach everyone about immigration and other big topics in America right now.
So we want to wake people up, let them know what's happening so they can make educated, informed decisions.
And still to come, Batman fans get some good news. The Batman Part 2 starts filming next spring, with a 2027 release date confirmed. Plus, Chris will have your rain chances for today from the Skywatch Weather Center. Well, movie news now, from superheroes to senior citizens. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minutes.
I'm vengeance.
The Batman is coming back. Warner Brothers Discovery says The Batman Part 2 is due to begin filming next spring, with a planned release date of October 1st, 2027. The company also told shareholders DC Studios co-head James Gunn is working on 2 2026 releases, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and Clayface, and the next Wonder Woman movie.
Joyce, are you a nurse? Bang on target. I'm Elizabeth. Would you take a look at that for me, please?
Dear God.
'Tis a lot of blood. Would you care to join us to discuss things further? Who is us? I'm sorry, how rude of me. We're the Thursday Murder Club.
The official trailer is out for the Thursday Murder Club. Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan, Ben Kingsley, and Celia Imrie are retirees who work on cold cases until a new murder kicks things up a notch. The Thursday Murder Club, based on the best-selling novel, debuts August 28th on Netflix. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Let's take it over now to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
We are continuing to track showers and thunderstorms pushing through the area, some a bit on the strong side. We still have a severe thunderstorm watch in place as well. Full look at your forecast breakdown of these storms and other storm chances when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:22 now on this Monday morning. We'll start with a quick look. Our severe thunderstorm watch, some of it has been dropped off. This map has not updated yet to reflect that, but it does still include in our area Nowata, Washington, Montgomery, Chautauqua, Elk, and Greenwood counties through 6 o'clock this morning. We don't have any active warnings, which that's definitely a good thing. We did have some severe thunderstorm warnings yesterday afternoon, evening, and into the overnight hours, but we do have some intense thunderstorms still pushing through. We're going to start with this activity here that's into just to the east of Fredonia, so we're talking Wilson, Neosho, Montgomery, Lebec counties out there. These storms have actually come down a bit, which is good. We showed you earlier where they were just getting below severe criteria, but they have weakened a bit, which is definitely some good news out there. Still a fair amount of lightning, but that thankfully has come down as well, but still the lightning's still dangerous out there. So we're talking just to the west of Chanute now. Fredonia, you've got another little storm right behind you. Parsons, you've got one to your south and east. You've got more off to your west. This activity is lifting north and east, though, so we're talking eventually here. Chanute, you're going to get in on it. Erie as well. Yates Center, you are right in the middle of some of these heavier thunderstorms, and that Iola, you will be up next on this batch. Then back behind it, just outside of our immediate area here, we have this line that's now pushing, again, it's just west of our far western counties in our coverage area here, and those storms were severe. They've come down as well, which is certainly some good news. And then back off to the south and west, just west of I-35, we have some additional thunderstorms out there. And again, none of these are severe at this time. All of this activity is pushing off to the north and east. You can see this line here that was severe. It's actually, the last warnings that were issued still had it moving northeast, but if you take a look, it's kind of taking more of an easterly turn and trying to redevelop on its southern flank here, and it might end up merging with some of this activity that's out by I-35. So we'll continue to monitor all of this. If we get any new warnings, any new watches, anything like that, we will let you know. But at least right now, no active warnings. This activity here into our area right now, this is what's racing off to the north and east at this point. And it's going, all of this moving about 30 miles an hour on average, some of it moving a little faster, some a little slower. So it will continue to kind of stick with us again through the first half of our day. Now, future track, current data thinking is that this activity will eventually start to wrap up by mid to late morning, and we'll actually get a brief period of dry conditions, and some of you, depending on how much sunshine you get, may get pretty toasty out there as well. We're looking at heat index values today that could still approach 100. I know with all this rain and cloud cover, you're thinking how does that work? Well, we might get some sunshine. Then we get about 4 or 5 o'clock, we'll start to see additional scattered shower and thunderstorm development across the area as we head into the evening and overnight hours, and continue with us once again into our Tuesday out there. So we'll have scattered showers, thunderstorms to start our day. At this time, the activity later today into Tuesday, not expected to be severe, but we'll of course keep an eye on that for you. Tuesday, it's a bit more scattered. Then we'll have another pause in activity overnight into Wednesday, but by Wednesday morning, we start with a few isolated storms, and then by later in the day Wednesday, maybe a few additional isolated showers and storms, and then that activity will clear on out of here as well. All right, so we'll have the scattered storms through the morning. We'll have to see exactly how much longer they hold on. There is, again, some thinking that they'll begin to kind of weaken and fall apart in the next couple of hours, but we'll watch it for you. We'll be in the low 70s by 8, near 80 by 11, and again, your rain and cloud cover is going to impact these temperatures. So this is a generalization here. Some of you may be a little cooler, some of you may be a bit warmer. Same with our highs. We're looking at low 90s, but some of you may be a pinch warmer, some a little cooler. I'll be in the low 90s, though, the next few days. We've got pop-up storm chances through at least Friday, heating up a bit this weekend and next week, but thankfully we're not looking at the same dangerous heat levels that we were looking at on this forecast last week, but still hot, and heat index values over the next few days still could reach close to 100 degrees. Let's check your forecast. We're going to send it over to Elise now with Health Watch.
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, new information about the dangers of eating ultra-processed foods. A study by the American Heart Association found the foods, which include sugary drinks, processed meats, candy, and commercial baked goods, are linked to a higher risk for heart disease, chronic illness, and even death. The association recommends cutting back on the most harmful ultra-processed foods and following a diet rich in fruits and vegetables, low-fat, low-sugar dairy, and lean proteins like fish and poultry. And new research on the health benefits for people using the weight loss drug semaglutide. A study published in JAMA found people who lost weight using the popular drug also saw their blood pressure and cholesterol drop. But the study also found that patients who use semaglutide saw their healthcare expenses rise for things like follow-up visits and monitoring. Well, high-performance athletes may face a higher risk of depression. Portuguese researchers found that despite physical activity being known to boost mental health, elite athletes face specific pressures like nerves, injury concerns, and identity crises, which can contribute to depression. Young athletes are also at risk for mental health challenges linked to competitive sports. That's a look at Health Watch. We'll be right back. Right now at 5:30, deadly storms slam parts of the Midwest. Nearly 47,000 lose power as families watch floodwater invade their homes.
And we've got our own thunderstorms to contend with this morning, and we do have a severe thunderstorm watch still in place. Over what you need to know coming up.
Plus, miniature trains take center stage. Collectors buy, sell, and trade their prized models at this weekend's hobbyist gathering.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:31. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's Monday, August the 11th. Of course, school getting ready to start back up for some folks as early as this Wednesday. So we'll be seeing the bus stop forecast make a return before too much longer. But between here and there, we do have some thunderstorm chances. We have thunderstorms out there right now. Nothing severe at this time, but we are continuing to monitor these storms as they push through the area. We're going to start with that look outside downtown Pittsburgh. Again, we've had this camera pointed roughly southwest, but these storms continue to lift off to the north and east. It's not seeing as much lightning as it was. The problem is, again, is the position of this camera on the building there at 4th and Broadway. We can't turn it back to the north and west because the pole that holds it is the only thing you will see, but we're still watching these storms. MoDOT camera 20th and Rangeline looking good so far. We had some severe weather yesterday afternoon, evening, and into the overnight hours. We do have this severe thunderstorm watch. I do, again, just want to quickly point out that for some reason it has not updated, but most of this has been dropped, but we still do have Greenwood, Elk, Chautauqua, Montgomery, Washington, Nevada counties in our area that are still in that severe thunderstorm watch through 6 a.m. No severe thunderstorm warnings at this time, but continuing to watch this batch of storms. We've got this one on the east side of Parsons right now, and then to the east of Neodesha, we have this storm. It had shown some signs of weakening. It does seem to be showing some signs of potentially trying to re-intensify, and just in this section alone, that's 40 lightning strikes there. At the peak, this storm, when it was really ramping up, had just under 200 lightning strikes with it, and you can kind of see behind the lightning that purplish color, and we are still picking up at least some small hail with this storm. Nothing at severe levels, but we're looking about half-inch hail out there, so still keep that in mind. We additionally have thunderstorms, of course, back up to the north, north of Fredonia, Altoona, Chanute. It's getting ready to roll in on you right now, and around the Yates Center area. In fact, seeing some purplish there, which sometimes can indicate hail, but as you can see right now on the hail tracker, not picking anything up. That's good, but some very heavy rainfall, a lot of lightning with these storms. They've been very electrical this morning, so you got to play it safe whether they're severe or not. All of this continuing to lift off. Now, this activity, as you can see here, is lifting to the north and east. The bulk of this, though, is still kind of rolling to the east and trying to fill in. I think it's going to end up merging with this activity here, at least trying to do so. Now, future track data still suggests that by mid to late morning, it stops for a while, maybe a shower or two, and we'll have an opportunity to dry out, which will allow us to heat up. And then later this afternoon and evening, we'll get another round of thunderstorms out there. Not expected to be severe at this time, but of course, things can change, and if they do, we'll let you know on that. 69 right now in Joplin, 70 in Pittsburgh, and a quick look at those temperatures around the region. We've got upper 60s and low 70s, so for the most part, we're pretty close to, if not right at average. The rain, the cloud cover, all of this is going to temper the temperatures. All right, so these are a generalization. Some of you may be warmer at these different times. Some of you may be a little cooler, but we're looking about the mid 70s by 9, low 80s by noon, low 90s for highs, and heat index values today could still reach up to 100 degrees. We have more thunderstorm chances beyond this morning, and will continue with us through the week. And of course, it's still going to be hot out there. We'll have a look at all of that here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, violent weather tore through several Midwest states this past weekend. In Nebraska, at least one person is dead and hundreds of inmates relocated after powerful winds tore the roof off of a housing unit at the state penitentiary in Lincoln. And there were up to 12 inches in some parts of Wisconsin, leading to many water rescues along with the state of emergency in Milwaukee County. Regan DeMar has the latest.
Ferocious storms brought heavy rain and dangerous winds overnight.
Water is everywhere.
Hardest hit Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where some areas got more than a foot of rain, falling so hard and fast it seemed to catch many by surprise. These drivers were stuck in and on top of submerged cars. Rescue crews brought some to safety, but this person didn't want to wait.
This flooding event, it's very significant. It's something that Milwaukee hasn't seen in perhaps a decade or more.
Are you going in with your socks?
In West Allis, Wisconsin, west of Milwaukee, rising floodwater shut down the state fair.
Weapons destroyed.
Some floodwater found its way into homes throughout the region. Nearly 47,000 customers lost power.
I and our neighbor's trampoline is in the tree.
In Nebraska, 80-mile-per-hour gusts snapped tree limbs, killing a woman in her car. The same storms damaged a state prison, forcing hundreds of inmates to relocate, and ripped open a Dollar General warehouse. Back in Wisconsin, in a Milwaukee suburb, the flood risk remains as rivers have yet to crest. Many people are concerned about new flooding in this area tonight.
And don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone, free of charge, available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. The KOAM Skywatch weather app. Well, a weekend model train show and swap meet took place at the Joplin History and Mineral Museum. The train show allows train hobbyists to come together and buy, sell, and trade their items. Booths were set up where sellers and enthusiasts could set up train models to display them to attendees. Organizers say that shows like this bring together a niche community and allow people to find others with similar interests. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Holiday shipping is getting more expensive. Postal Service wants to raise prices from October through January to cover peak season costs. We'll take a look. Plus, global food prices hit their highest level since early 2023. Find out which items drive the increase and what it means for your wallet. We'll have the latest. Time now, 5:37. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. In Consumer Watch, the U.S. Postal Service has proposed a temporary price hike this upcoming holiday season for some priority and ground advantage package services for retail and commercial customers. The increases range from 30 cents to $16, depending on the zone and weight of the parcels. In a statement, the company says the price adjustments will, quote, help cover extra handling costs to ensure a successful peak season. If approved, the temporary rates would go into effect October 5th through January 18th. And horror film Weapons topped the weekend box office, hauling in more than $42 million. It beat out the long-awaited comedy sequel Freakier Friday, which debuted at number 2 with $29 million. And the Fantastic Four: First Steps is still soaring at the 3rd spot after pulling in over $15 million. And Dermarite Industries is recalling some of its over-the-counter antiseptic soaps and cleansers, including DermaClean and Clean Foam. The FDA says the recalled products may be contaminated with bacteria that could cause a serious or life-threatening infection. Patients are urged to contact their healthcare provider if they experience any adverse effects after using the products. And that's a look at Consumer Watch this morning. Here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
To track showers and thunderstorms across the area this morning. We don't have any warnings out there, which is good. We still do have a severe thunderstorm watch for parts of the area for about the next 18 minutes. We're going to have another look at your forecast, take a look at these storms and the other storm chances we have when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now is 5:41.
In Consumer Watch, the U.S. Postal Service has proposed a temporary price hike this upcoming holiday season for some priority and ground advantage package services for retail and commercial customers. The increases range from 30 cents to $16, depending on the zone and weight of the parcels. In a statement, the company says the price adjustments will, quote, help cover extra handling costs to ensure a successful peak season. If approved, the temporary rates would go into effect October 5th through January 18th. And horror film Weapons topped the weekend box office, hauling in more than $42 million. It beat out the long-awaited comedy sequel Freakier Friday, which debuted at number 2 with $29 million. And the Fantastic Four: First Steps is still soaring at the 3rd spot after pulling in over $15 million. And Dermarite Industries is recalling some of its over-the-counter antiseptic soaps and cleansers, including DermaClean and Clean Foam. The FDA says the recalled products may be contaminated with bacteria that could cause a serious or life-threatening infection. Patients are urged to contact their healthcare provider if they experience any adverse effects after using the products. That's a look at Consumer Watch this morning. Here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
To track showers and thunderstorms across the area this morning. We don't have any warnings out there, which is good. We still do have a severe thunderstorm watch for parts of the area for about the next 18 minutes. We're going to have another look at your forecast, take a look at these storms and the other storm chances we have when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now is 5:41.
KOAM News Now is looking for organizations that regularly distribute information about employment opportunities to job applicants or have job applicants to refer. If your organization would like to receive notifications of job vacancies at our station, please notify the EEO coordinator at KOAM TV, P.O. Box 659, Pittsburgh, Kansas 66762, or call 620-231-0400. KOAM News Now is an equal opportunity employer.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
It's the summer sales event. Great time to buy. Nice weekend, Hank?
Spectacular. Took the family camping, courtesy of Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 48 years. Morgan?
Baseball tournament. Mike Sport at the Homeland Field.
How about you two?
Mud Bass.
Get 0% APR financing with 0 down and 0 payments for up to 90 days on select Ford vehicles. Plus, get a complimentary maintenance plan for 24 months.
When a migraine strikes and I've taken a trip down, side effects like dizziness can throw me off. Ugh, migraine again. Ubrelvy works differently. It keeps me in rhythm, quickly stopping migraine pain within 2 hours. And some have pain relief that lasts all day, so I can handle whatever the day may throw at me. Don't take if allergic or with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Tell your doctor all medicines you take. Report increased blood pressure or color changes, pain, or numbness in fingers or toes. Get help right away for allergic reactions like trouble breathing, face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, which may occur days after use. Ask your doctor how you can stop migraine attacks and stay in rhythm with Ubrelvy.
Would you rather buy meat from a big box store or come see us here at Kramer's, where I'm slicing up the freshest steaks, chops, roasts, and more? Great service, great prices. Come see us here at 10th and Rangeline in Joplin.
The Daily Ag Minute is brought to you by Pro Ag Ventures, LLC.
Well, protein is all the rage right now, and that's creating a new trend in snacking. We have the details in today's Ag Day Minute.
Clinton Griffiths with today's Ag Day Minute. If you've noticed higher prices for meat and vegetable oil, you aren't alone. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization releasing its food price index. It says prices climbed 1.6% in July, and it's nearly 8% higher than July of last year. Now, the index measures a basket of food commodities The July increase putting the index at its highest level since February of 2023. Now, it was driven up by prices for meat, there in light blue, and vegetable oils in green. Prices are still below the all-time peak set back in March of 2022. One trend we're seeing from U.S. consumers is greater interest in meat snacks like jerky or meat sticks. Take a look at this. Between March of 2024 and March of this year, Circana syndicated data shows meat snacks delivered $3.7 billion in annual sales. That's up 15.6% versus a year ago. Now, total meat snack sales, they top 48 million units. That's 11% higher. Much of this trend driven by eating habits from younger consumers.
I think the younger consumer today also is much more of a grazer, right? And they snack a lot more. And so versus in the past, we may have had our 3 strict meals.
Now, meat snacks, they account for roughly 6% of all dollar sales in the snack aisle last year, but delivered nearly 51% of all growth. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on the station or get updates over at agweb.com.
Let's head over now to Chris for a full look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're continuing to track thunderstorms pushing through the area. We still have this severe thunderstorm watch for Elk, Greenwood, Chautauqua, Montgomery, Washington, and the Wada counties through 6 o'clock this morning. So we got about another 14 minutes on that. But we now have what's happened in about the last 15 minutes is ahead of that line of storms that was just to the west of Elk, Greenwood, Chautauqua out there. We've had just this rapid development and filling in of new storm development. And I noted something just to kind of point out, this is what we talk about. Traditionally, thunderstorms, lightning can strike 10, 15 miles from the parent thunderstorm. Right before we came on, there was a very bright flash on our Joplin tower cam, and you can see a lightning strike in the middle of nowhere here, just north of Joplin, and we're putting it almost 50 miles from the nearest actual thunderstorm out there. So that's something else you got to keep in mind. That's why we try and tell you over and over, lightning is dangerous. It's deadly. If you hear thunder, you can be struck by lightning, and it can reach very far from the storms on occasion. But that's probably the farthest I've ever seen it. Lightning's also been picking back up. We're up to 452 lightning strikes now with all of this activity pushing into the area. So we have these storms again. They began to weaken coming out of Montgomery County, but you can see they're beginning to re-intensify. And just again, a small sample, we are still picking up small hail, not at severe levels, but we are still picking up some small hail. Just under half an inch is the biggest we've seen so far, at least by radar, with some of these storms out here. But you can see we now have them intensifying into Elk and Chautauqua counties. And those purples, not always, sometimes it's just heavy rain, but sometimes that it can indicate hail. And you see this one, nothing, but we got a little bit here to right under the D where it says Howard on this radar screen here. Heavy rainfall is the other concern at this point. Yates Center, you are really still in the thick of these storms. You kind of got out of it for a moment before new development just really started to fire up out here. Fredonia, same with you. It's just kind of crazy how rapidly this thunderstorm activity is redeveloping across southeast Kansas as all of this pushes off to the east and northeast. So watch how fast this just fills in this gap here. I mean, it is about 15 minutes is what I took the radar back, and it's allowing storms that were weakening, now they're beginning to re-intensify again across the area, and we're seeing some additional development trying to get going down here in Washington County. So we still want to watch all of this. The general trend is, in terms of the severe threat, should be winding down before too much longer, and these storms may end up just kind of burning themselves out in the next few hours, but we'll want to see. Now at this time, Future Track still suggesting that by mid to late morning, most of these showers and storms will have decayed. We'll have to play it out, see exactly if that's what takes place. But if it does, that's going to play a big role on our temperatures today across the whole region. We could get a pretty wide range. Later this evening, we're looking at additional scattered shower and thunderstorm development to take place across the area into the evening and overnight hours. At this time, not expecting anything severe, but we still have those thunderstorm chances, and they will stick with us for the next couple of days. All right, low 70s to start, upper 70s by 11, but again, this is a generalization. depending on how much rain, how much cloud cover you see, some of us may ultimately be warmer than this. Some of us may be cooler. So we're looking on average highs in the low 90s. And again, some a little warmer, some a little cooler. Heat index values today close to 100. We'll have thunderstorm chances, at least pop-up storms through Friday. We'll stay hot, but not too far above average into the mid 90s. But heat index values this week could still approach 100 degrees. We'll continue to monitor these storms. Any new watches or warnings are issued, we will certainly let you know. We're going to send it over now to Elise with sports.
All right, yeah, Chris, thanks. Well, the Joplin Outlaws took down the Abilene Flying Bison 10-6 Saturday night to take home their second straight Mid-America League championship. And what a season it was for the Outlaws. They won a whopping 50 games to their 16 losses and finished the year 7 games ahead of second place Abilene. Joplin led the Mid-America League in hits, runs, batting average, and ERA. Outlaws star Markel Turner nearly earned the Triple Crown, leading the league in home runs and runs batted in, only missing out on average because his teammate Robin Morgan beat him in that category. The top 6 leaders in ERA were all Outlaws pitchers, and the Outlaws team ERA was 2 runs lower than the next best team. The Mid-America League is only 2 years old, but it may take years for another team to have a season like the one Joplin put together this summer. And to make it even sweeter, the Outlaws can claim for another year that they're the only team to ever be crowned league champions. Now switching over to the major leagues, the Royals and Cardinals look to clinch their weekend series. The Royals took on the Twins. First inning, Casey has runners on the corners, and Adam Frazier lines up a single to right to open up the scoring, 1-0 Royals. But in the third inning, there's a man on first, and Ryan Fitzgerald, the 31-year-old rookie, looks for his first major league hit, and he gets it with a bomb to right field. The Twins take the lead 2-1. In the 7th, Vinny Pasquantino comes to bat with a man on, and he skies one to the same spot. This one's out of here, and the Royals surge into the lead 3-2. But next inning, Twins have a runner on third, 2 outs, and Ryan Jeffers lines one up to left field to tie it up. It took extra innings to decide this one, 3-3. In the 11th, and Luke Keschall skies one deep to right, and it's gone as the Twins walk off the Royals 5-3. Well, Cardinals narrowly take down the Cubs 3-2 to clinch the series and get back above .500 for their 60th win of the season. Nolan Gorman's 2-out RBI single in the 7th proves to be the difference as Sonny Gray pitches 7 innings with only allowing 2 runs. Now, it's a big series win for the Redbirds, who now sit just 3.5 games out of a playoff spot. Later today, they welcome Major League's worst team, the Colorado Rockies. And that's a look at sports. We'll be right back. Well, 7 months ago, a Malibu man lost hundreds of paintings, prints, and drawings in the Palisades fire, along with his family, home of 45 years. 82-year-old Bruce Sanders has spent the last several months painting in his rented home in West LA, and the fruits of his labor on full display as his first art show since the fire at Tag Gallery in Miracle Mile. The show, aptly called after the fire's A New Beginning, UCLA has a collection of 18 of Sanders' paintings displayed in the dental school. University Synagogue in Brentwood has a collection of 3 of his works. And it's apparently too hot for our furry friends as well. This viewer was paddleboarding yesterday when what appears to be 3 deer took a dip in the Croton River. The temperature is hovering around 90 degrees in the area.
And it's been pretty hot around our area as well, definitely calling for a swim. You do not want to go swimming today. Now, some good news is this severe thunderstorm watch still set to expire at 6 a.m. And as you can see, we don't have any warnings associated with any of the activity out there, but still some potent thunderstorms. And again, this activity, this was a line to our west. It joined it. There was within a 15-minute window, just a number of storms that fired up ahead of it, and it's all kind of merged together. So we did have a weakening trend, but now these storms are kind of helping each other out, and they've re-intensified a bit. We do have some small hail with some of these storms, but again, nothing strong or severe at this time. And you can see, just watch how quickly this line comes in, this all flares up, and now we've just got this big mess across southeast Kansas. All of this continuing to push off. This activity was lifting northeast. It is now lifting more to the east at this point, and we've still got, looking at the lightning counter right now, about 457 lightning strikes with this. So you guys have to take it, play it safe. Remember, whether the storms are severe or not, the lightning is still dangerous and deadly. And as we saw earlier, we had that one strike near Joplin, more than 50 miles from the nearest thunderstorm, which is rare, but just a sign that you can get it pretty far out. Our highs today are going to be greatly impacted again by the rain and the cloud cover, depending on how much rain you get, how long it lasts, how much cloud cover you have after it clears out. We're looking to go in the low 90s. Some of us may be a couple of degrees warmer, some of us may be a few degrees cooler, and heat index values today could be up to 100. Same tomorrow. Scattered storms will return this afternoon into the overnight hours. Isolated scattered storms tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Temperatures heating up as well. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.